Let's see, what do we have in today's video? Here we go. I said, if you don't give me a pay rise, I will leave. The next, I said, if you don't show me more appreciation, I'll review my options. By looking at these two sentences, what is your guess what we are going to do today? Let's see what are we looking for. See, decide it in between these two sentences, which has direct meaning. If you've decided, can we move ahead? For today, we are going to discuss implicit versus explicit. When we talk about implicit means any information which is an indirect information. On the other hand, when we talk about explicit, it means we are talking about direct information. Direct information means the information which is very clear to understand. You can say we are talking about explicit statements, or we are talking about explicit meaning. Let's take the examples. I said, if you don't show me more appreciation, I'll review my options. Now see, here the speaker has not clearly mentioned what are the options, but I'll review my options. It means the meanings are underlined. On the other hand, if we take the example of explicit, I said, if you don't give me a pay rise, I will leave. Very simple, straightforward statement it is, and which is giving you a very clear-cut meaning that if the pay will not be increased, which means the person has decided to leave. So when we talk about explicit in meaning, we are talking about direct meaning, direct information. On the other hand, when we talk about implicit, it means we are talking about the meaning or the information which is indirect. Maybe you need to think about it by yourself. Try to understand, try to guess the meaning by yourself. It's been we are talking about the inference, to infer the meaning. The writer or the speaker has left it on you to decide it by yourself. But on the other hand, when we talk about explicit in meaning, so it means there is no ambiguity in it. Crystal clear meanings are there. Let's check the more example of explicit statements. Tom felt sad. He could not go on the picnic because it was raining. Very simple, straightforward statement. You don't have need to decide what has been said by the writer. Tom felt sad. He was sad because he could not go where? On the picnic. Reason? It was raining. Everything is very clear. You don't have need to think about it. He was sad because he could not go for the picnic because it was raining. So everything is quite clear. Statement is very clear. You don't have need to think what happened. The dog was barking as it saw the stranger in the street. In this sentence, dog was barking. The reason? Because it saw the stranger in the street. So you don't have need to think about it, that what has done, or if the meanings are underlined. On the other hand, when we talk about the implicit statements, his eyes are the color of tree bark and muddy puddles. They look up at me shining. His wet nose nudges my hand. Play with me, he says. See here, the meaning you need to infer. Because color of tree bark and muddy puddles, his wet nose nudges, then you need to decide. Here, you have to infer the meaning by yourself with the help of clue words. Conclusion. In short, we can say explicit statement leaves no room for confusion. In simple, it is very direct in its meaning. On the other hand, if we talk about implicit statement, it is subtle and indirect in nature, but makes one compelled to think. It basically makes someone to think and to think critically and decide it. Check yourself. God is dead, the first statement. Now here you have to decide either it is implicit or explicit. It's a very famous quote. Once it became famous in English literature. Now check the answer. Implicit. The next. The worst thing, the one who has eyes can't see. The worst thing, the one who has eyes can't see. Implicit or explicit? Again, implicit. Open the door and go for a long walk. Not the hair, you can see. That's a very simple, direct statement has been mentioned. Open the door and go for a long walk. You don't have need to think that the meanings are underlined or hidden. The next, I scheduled you for 4:45 p.m. because he told me you were the last person he wanted to see. You have to decide by yourself, is it explicit or implicit? The next one, see it and decide it by yourself. Hopefully you have got this point. You have got the concept of implicit and explicit. Thank you from my side.